Hello guys, and welcome to another tutorial about our GtkScale widget. In the last tutorial we learned about signals and which kind of signals we can apply to our GTK widget, and of course we saw that GTK itself has only one widget, and this one was format value. But as we already learned, that widgets or objects has hierarchy. This means almost every object belongs to another object. So that being said, when we go to object hierarchy, we see that GtkScale belongs to GtkRange and GTK widget and so on. So that being said, when we go now to GtkRange, here we saw about the functions and which kind of functions we can, or some of them we can use. We saw about properties and so on. Now it is time to see GtkRange itself and its signals, and as you can see we have here 4 of them. Not just one like in the case of GtkScale itself, and basically we can let us take the values changed and says this is a signal emitted when the range value changes, and we need to provide a user function which takes 2 parameters, the GtkRange itself and a gpointer user data, and returns nothing, just void. So let us see what's the story with this one first. So I'm going to copy this one here, right here, and I'm going to comment the format value, and I'm going to change this time to value changed. And of course here we are going to make some changes, and we are going to call it value changed. And now let us create it. Void, and said takes 2 parameters. The first one is the range, so basically when we were passing the scale here we can pass it here again, but then we need to cast it and we don't need it, so we are going to do the same thing what function user function says right here, GtkRange. Okay, our scale, and we are not going to use a pointer, the G pointer, because we don't need it. And here now we are going to say if GTK is range, and we are going to pass the scale, and it should be, then we are going to say something like G double ret, and we need now the what says here emits when the range value gets changed. So basically we need the range value. So that being said, we need to call GtkRange get value, and then we are going to pass our scale. Once that we have this value, now we can basically print it. So ret, okay, and the ret is our scale, no, sorry, our ret. Okay, maybe we can say something like wrong G print wrong parameter used, for example, and we can say expected GtkRange, whatever. We are not coming here because we are passing a range. So let us compile it and run it, and as you can see I'm moving the scale and we get basically the value right here, which we get this time through GTK get range get value. So this is the value changed. This is the value which changed when we've used when we try to move our slider. So this means I can use the up, down, left, right, page up, page down, plus, minus, and a lot of keys which we are going to see about them. Home and end, everything works fine. So basically it's not important which kind of key we are pressing, all of them emits the value change. So even if I use now control up arrow, control down arrow, control left arrow, control right arrow, and so on, we are basically changing the value. And this is the way how looks like this value changed. Of course, if you need to know exactly which value was changed, I mean not which value was changed, moreover how and what exactly did the value to be changed, then we need another signal. So when we go now back and we can go to move slider, for example, here we can get the scroll type. So basically says virtual function that moves the slider used for key biddings. Okay, so that being said, we are not going to use our mouse pointer, we are going to use some key biddings. Which one, based on the scroll type, we'll see in a moment. So let us catch this signal. I'm going to comment out this one. I'm going to change the value change to move slider. I'm going to change the value change callback to move slider callback. And now we are going to create it. We'll go back a little bit and says it is a void. So we are going to create a void too, void. And says 3 parameter. We are going to use only 2. The GTK range itself is the first one. And the next one, it is the GTK scroll type, which is the step basically which happens. And for this, let us see what's the story with the GTK scroll type. So I'm going to open link a new tab, and here we have a bunch of scroll types. We are going to see what's the story with them. So basically scroll down, jump, step backwards, step forward, page up, and so on, step up, start, end, and so on. What this means? Well, let us see. I am going to say the same thing again. If GTK is range, our scale, or our range, I will call it scale, so that you understand it better, that it is about a scale and not about some range. Now, because it is, we are going to check the first one. Let us check the jump. Okay, so basically how we do it is just like this. If scroll means this one. Okay, here it says step. Okay, then if step it is equal to g scroll jump, then print something. So g print, and we can wait, let me copy this part right here. Nah, I'm going to print it in one line. So the value is %f, and then we are going to say GTK range get value, and of course our scale. Okay, so basically now this part right here, scroll jump, shows up where the thing jumps. We have a problem. Let's see where the problem is, because we said if step it's equal to scroll jump. Okay, so basically we try to jump to a new value, and something not work here. G print, let me check it first, and let us call it here move slider for a moment. Let us see where the problem is and what kind of mistakes we are doing now here. So let me move the slider now, and we don't get it. Why? Let us check where the problem is, and something looks somehow not in the right place. Move slider scale. So basically we try to get a slider, and for this we provide this one right here, and we try to catch this signal, but something happens because this signal doesn't get catched. Why? Move slider, callback, and we have our GtkRange scale. This is kind of strange, isn't it? Because this thing somehow doesn't work. G signal connect swap, we said scale, move slider, let's go back a little bit, move slider. This is the signal, and this is the function, the user function which we provided, and this is the callback which we created. So when we compile it and run it, we get basically nothing. I know why. Sorry guys. I was trying to change the value with the mouse, when basically this function says virtual function that moves the slider used for k bindings. So basically this means when you move the slider not with your mouse pointer but with the k bindings. So now you see this is up arrow, down arrow, left arrow, right arrow, minus, plus, home page, page up, page down, and so on. Okay, so now let us see how and which exactly from this value are getting changed. So basically we got the GTK scroll jump. I'm going to comment this print because we don't need, and I'm going to say else if, and now let us take another enumeration for this one, because this is very important to understand all of them. So let us take now the step up, and basically step up means up arrow. I'm going to call it up arrow. Okay, and I'm going to say step, oh no, up, how should I, yeah, okay, step up was press, which is up arrow. I know, use whatever name you need. We're going to check only if this works. So this is the step arrow, which means now when I press the up arrow, says step arrow was pressed, and move slider also. We need to move this part here because we don't need it. So now when I press now this right here, says step up was pressed, which is the up arrow. That being said, because this one works, I'm going to copy this part right here, and I'm going to make 4 copies. And now we have step up, and then we have step down, step up, step down, step down, which is down arrow. We have also a step left, of course we have, and left arrow, and we have also step right. So this should be more than enough for you now. Left arrow, down arrow. So now let us compile it and run it. Now I'm going to hit only the arrow keys, up, down, left, right. Sorry, I hit the wrong key. So basically it works fine, and the value also get changed. If you need a value, then it should be printed. If you let the step scroll jump to work, then you'll have up, down, left, right. And now if you move the value, which is not what I was expecting, I'm not sure why it's not working. And basically because I think because we said if and then we said as if, this means it cuts this one right here. Okay, now the other things are, for example, if you have, like I do now on my laptop, on the right side I have my minus and plus keys. If I need to get them, then I need a step forward right here, this one, 1, 2. So I'm going to change it. This means the step up, okay, step up, step left, step right, step forward, and step backward, which means it's the minus k, which is the plus k, for example. And now let us change this one also. Arrow, no arrow, arrow, and arrow. So now I'm compile it and run it and see what happens. We have a problem here which says duplicate of if condition, else if, step right. Okay, I see right now why. Because we need to step backward and step forward, and here I got step left. Okay, step forward and step backward. Now I'm going to run it, and now I hit the minus and the plus from my keyboard, and says step forward was pressed. This means the plus key and minus k, plus k, plus k, minus k. Okay, it works fine. So basically this is the way how you get it. Of course we are not going to go through all of them, but you can wherever, if you want to jump to start and end, then you go to scroll start right here, and I'm going to say if the step is equal with scroll start, which is the home key on my keyboard, then we are going to say the scroll move to start, and of course the home key, and the same thing you can do it for end, and you're going to say here end, of course end key, and again end. So now let us compile it and run it, and now if I press home and end, it jumps right away. So just play with these things right here, and once that you play with them all, you will understand them better, because they are also combination like I told you. Now for example, let me compile it again and run it. If for example I press now let's say up arrow, we get step was pressed. If I hit up arrow after I press and hold the control key, I get nothing. And if I need to get something for that, that means I need a scroll page. Once that you have the scroll page, basically you have that thing too. So let me show you just an example. Last one, scroll page. So basically, because I use now the scroll page, okay, it should be now fine. Scroll page up right here. Okay, so now I'm going to end this part, say control plus up arrow was pressed, and compile it and run it. And now when I hit up arrow after I'm pressing and holding the control key, says control and up arrow was pressed. But you need to take you need to be sure if you really need this one right here, because if you work with page up now, you see it says the same story. Control plus up arrow was pressed, which is the same key like control up arrow, page up. Okay, just remember, basically where you exactly need control up. I'm sure that you don't need it here. And this is the page up, which means page up on your keyboard. Okay, that being said, I think it's enough for today. We saw two new signals, which doesn't belong to our scale, belongs to GtkRange, which is, of course, as you already know, the base class on Tron. So we can basically use its signals to catch some of them on our GtkScale. And I think we are done for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.